Hey everybody, I thought I'd make a video here about my next adventure as being an entrepreneur for my YouTube channel, Entreprefail, which basically my career at this point in time has been a giant failure. So I thought I'd just talk about the next thing I plan on doing here. You can see the truck in the background, which I just purchased. I am going to be going into the reclamation business, reclaiming old barns for the wood and the lumber. The new business is called American Reclaimed Lumber Company, and I have 3 barns lined up. I actually have, between the 3 barns, 120,000 board feet of wood in these barns. And I've spent the last 3 years working on this project, trying to get it going. I took about a 5-year break in between my entrepreneurial goals because I got really sick. I got diagnosed with a degenerative spinal disease called ankylosing spondylitis, which affects the joints in the spine, and I was out for about 5 years because of that, until we could figure out, first get a diagnosis and then get on the correct medication that was going to help me. But now I've pretty much got everything figured out. I'm feeling good and I'm ready for this project. It's going to be a very hard project, probably one of my most ambitious projects I've tried. I'll make another video here in the future about what I've done in the past and different things I've tried in different businesses that I've done. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a complete failure, but it's been a really tough journey. I started being an entrepreneur when I was 17, opened my first business, doing car stereo installations and custom stereo installations and things like that, and it was pretty lucrative before the market crashed and real estate bubble popped and a bunch of people lost some money, and custom really expensive stereos just kind of went out of style, and nobody wanted that anymore, so I moved on and tried other things. But this one is probably the hardest. I bought this truck to haul lumber with. You can see it's a box truck, but I got a really good deal on it, and I'm gonna take the box off and build a flatbed for it. The first barn I do is pretty small, and I will probably actually hand load it in the back of the box van here, just to start out with. I've been working on getting my licenses and insurance and all that right now. It's in the process as we speak. I still have like a month or 2 before I can really count on the weather to take these barns down, and that's the goal over the summer. Some of the wood I'm going to be selling to some lumber yards and some different companies that buy reclaimed lumber. It's pretty popular, and it fetches a pretty good price. And I live in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest, so there's a lot of barns up here that are still around and that haven't been claimed yet or taken down. So I'm hoping that I've got a few years in this business to get this reclaimed lumber going. Another aspect of this business is going into private contracting and general contracting as well. I did some work in the past with some construction companies. I've done construction, drywall, electrical, some roofing, and things like that in the past, so I have experience with that. And I don't want to work for anybody else, because last time I worked for somebody else, I worked for $10 an hour, breaking my back, and there's no money in that. Wouldn't be making any money doing that. So I've got a couple of guys that are going to be working for me this summer, helping me take down these barns. I've got a little bit of money set away for renting some equipment and things like that, and gas and paying employees and things like that. So, and I've got a couple lines set up with places that want to buy the wood, and then also a possible contracting job that is interested in buying some of the lumber from one of these barns. One of them's about 140 years old, one of these barns is, and it's got some really nice wood in it. And I'll probably be making a video on that project in the future. And then I might actually be doing some work for my current landlord. He's got some properties, and the property that I'm in right now needs a new roof really bad, and that is, might be one of my first contracting jobs that I get. And roofing, if you're doing it for yourself, it pays really well, especially up here, and everybody's always in need of a new roof, especially up here, because it's hard winters, hard springs, hot summers, so roofs go pretty quick. So that might be something I get into in the future too, maybe doing some roof work, interior work, and some finishing work with some of this lumber. I'll keep everybody posted on how we proceed with this venture, and how it goes, and ups and downs, and follies of being in business for yourself. But if you're not afraid to fail, I would say being in the entrepreneur business is way to go here in America. It's the American dream. I was wrangled into it at a young age, and thought about going to college, and I was actually talked out of going to college by my guidance counselor at the college I was going to, and I'm glad I did, because my generation, everybody went to college and racked up debt, and all my friends are working in coffee shops with $60,000 worth of debt for a degree that they haven't used, and we're in our 30s now. So I'm one of the few lucky ones that didn't take that route, and I can't say it's been easy at all. I mean, I've been doing odd jobs for the last 15 years, in between attempting to go into business for myself. But if you're not afraid to fail and you keep on trying, that's the way to go. I mean, it can get you down sometimes when you've just been trying over and over again for years and years. And there's sometimes when you think it's going to happen, it's happening, or things are going well, and then something gets screwed up, or you have a bad business partner, or you make a bad decision, or just, it's all about choices and making the right ones. And sometimes some things are unavoidable, and those are the ones that really get you down. But if you're not afraid to fail, and you don't lose hope, and you don't lose sight of what your goals are, and you plan and make sure that everything's going to be on track, and you prepare for stuff you're not prepared for. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Things happen that you just can't explain, or that shouldn't have happened, or anything like that, and you end up failing. That's why I created this channel, Entrepreneur Fail. I know there's a lot of people out there doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm not a successful entrepreneur by any means. I've had great opportunities and seen a lot of things, done a lot of things, and it's been a trip. But I mean, I'm only 32. I still got time. But for all those people out there that are trying to be entrepreneurs and feel like they're not getting anywhere, don't lose hope. Keep trying. Keep doing what you're doing. And just keep on trying. That's all you can do, is keep on trying. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Failure is just part of this. If you're not failing, you're not doing something right, or you just hit the jackpot right off the bat, and that happens too. But fail, win. All right, keep you posted.